Good morning, people. Good morning. How are you? I have scarcely gotten myself together this morning. As most of you know, I am Sayuri. I'm an advocate against domestic violence. I'm a published author, and I'm a lot of things, but we won't go into that this morning. I had to come on here this morning to defend my women. I mean, I wasn't even fully together. I ain't put my makeup on yet or nothing. But I heard this message while I was in the bathroom called Women Hate Men. And I'm not gonna call out no name because I'm respectful to my other fellow prophets and philosophers and people who put out information to help people. But the title of that message was Women Hate Men. And the reason I was so surprised at this broadcast is because this particular person used to be on fire for God, used to put out a lot of stuff about righteousness and narcissists bothering people and all kind of good stuff. But it seems lately like they took a detour, flipped the script, and now is talking opposite of what they were talking in the beginning. And I was a big fan of this person, so they had me too. But this stuff that they're saying now is demonic. It's not cool, and it's diminishing women. And hey, I'm for women, so I'm not gonna just let that slide. I can't morally. I cannot. And I want to tell you the truth, and you know who you are if you're listening to this video. Women don't hate men. The majority of women love men, want men, need men for that God-given natural companionship, protection, covering, and friendship and love that they need in their lives. You were saying that society has caused women to hate men, and that is not true. It would be actually the reverse. You were talking about how hard women are and women this and women that and how they're acting and everything. Okay, nobody's perfect. So we ain't gonna say every woman is doing what she should be doing. No, some of us are still learning. And you know why? Because usually it's a man that put them there. Now, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and tell the truth. It's a man that put them there. Women are subservient to men. They want men to lead. They want men to rule. They want men to be the head of the household. They're respectful of men. But you have a lot of men, and I'm going to speak about some of the men in our culture. I'm not saying all of y'all, so don't get your pants twisted. I'm not saying all of y'all, but there are a large percentage of men out here who are not faithful. They are liars. They're cheaters. They're bisexual, transsexual, and every kind of sexual you can think of. They're unfaithful. Some of them are very verbally abusive, and they take it out on their women. And you say society did all of this in your video, but then what happened was the man came home and took his anger and frustration that he felt in the workplace and in the world and in society and racism and all the other hundreds of things that men of color had to deal with. Instead of him taking his anger out on a punching bag or at the gym, he came home and took it out on his children and his woman. Okay, so if he had a soft woman, he hardened her by the way he speaks to her, the way he yells at her, the way he puts her down, the way he criticizes her. the way he won't take responsibility in certain things. A lot of cases, the woman had to be the mother and the father because the father was absent because he was out there doing his thing. But mainly, he took his anger out on, I'm going to talk about the Black woman because I'm Black. And I don't even consider myself Black. My hair is black. I'm really caramel. I'm brown. I'm another color. Okay. I'm colored. Okay. But I've seen this because I came up in the 50s and 60s. A lot of people don't believe that's my age, but I was born in the 50s. So I came up in this era where they had no shelters for domestic violence, where Black men beat their Black women to a pulp, stomping, punching, black eyes, dragging them, doing all kinds of stuff, calling them out their name, because taking their anger out on them because of the prejudices and the systems of this world that they had to deal with on the outside. And they couldn't take it out on another man because they knew another man might whip they behind. I'm just going to be real about it. So what they would do is take it out on a woman who was defenseless, the weaker vessel, weaker than him, and couldn't defend herself. And he would beat the crap out of her. And most of the time, and I've seen it because I'm an expert in domestic violence. I grew up in it, so I know what it's about. Most of the time, the woman mentally, these verbal abuses, this yelling, this breaking furniture, punching walls, cursing the woman out in front of your children, all of this stuff that you did messed up the mind of a woman. She didn't even know whether to be masculine to defend herself or whether to be feminine because that's what you wanted or whatever. But she tried to be what you wanted, but you took your anger out on her. So I'm going to go as far to say, in answer to that live this morning about women hate men, I'm going to say that that's twisted upside down and needs to be reversed and turned back around. It's the other way. There's a percentage of men out here who hate women. But the truth of the matter is you damaged us. The men damaged us. The men made us turn to this, to that, and the other because we were being treated so badly. I remember back in the 70s, there was a book that came out. And most of y'all that know me as Sayuri, you know I'm a writer. I got 2 books on Amazon, actually 3. But anyway, this book came out called The Other Couple. You can Google it or look it up or whatever. I can't remember the author's exact name right now, but the name of the book was The Other Couple. And what it was women who were turning to gay men for partners, for love interests, for husbands. Know why? Because they didn't abuse them verbally, physically, emotionally. They didn't beat them. Back then, in those days, where it was a different mindset than what's going on out here right now, the bisexual and gay men actually treated the women better than the straight men. The straight men was all macho, masculine, but like I said, he wouldn't take his masculinity to another man. Okay? He wasn't stepping to no man with that. He would come home and step to his woman and yell at her. She in the house all day cleaning, cooking, getting the kids out to school, taking care of stuff. So when he get home from work, you know, there'd be some hot food ready for him and all this. And he come in mad at what happened to him that day and start yelling and getting on her for nothing. So men were very abusive. And when they didn't have laws to protect us, they were beating on us something terrible. That's why the women were shying away from straight men and going towards the bisexual men because morally, they got treated better. They got talked to better. They didn't get beat up. So it ain't about no women hating men. Women love men. But men messed up the minds of a lot of women. Yeah, let's go there through molestation, through rape. I'm a rape victim many, many moons ago, many years ago. But let me tell you, women have been molested, okay, by brothers, uncles, cousins, family, friends. You've heard the stories, in some cases by their own parents. So it's not about no, I can't sit here and let you attack women and say that they don't love men, because that's not true. We love our men. We love our brothers. We love our uncles. We love our sons. We want to see them do well. Okay? It's not that. It's that men done went off on another realm. And see, I'm not gonna go all into it because you know what I'm talking about. Everything ain't got to be explained in ABC form. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of men out here that's interested in other things. They don't want nothing to do with a woman. So I would go as far to say that there's a percentage. There's some good brothers still out here. So I'm going to give y'all props. This ain't no everybody. So please, everybody, don't take this. If this don't pertain to you, don't take it to heart. Don't take it to your head, because it has nothing to do with you. We're talking about the people that actually are doing this. Okay. There's brothers out here that ain't interested in no woman. Okay. I work out at least 4 or 5 times a week. I see beautiful women coming in, dressed nice, trying to impress the men, trying to get their attention while they're taking care of their bodies. And the men are laughing and joking and being nice to each other and ignoring the women. So now you tell me what woman out here is hating on a man. And if there is a woman that is filled with some hate, then I would be the first person to admonish that woman to, get some professional help to help you iron out the kinks and the things that happened that made you feel that way. Because ain't nobody was born hating a man. Okay? So let's get that straight. So I just can't let you attack my women on here talking about women hate men, because you put that out and it go viral and get around to 1 million people. Then you going to have some men believe in that crap who don't know no better because they ain't educated themselves and brought themselves up to a place of a man where they supposed to be spiritually and know what they're supposed to be to a woman. Because it ain't what society told you. It ain't what you was taught. It ain't what you've seen. It's what God said you're supposed to be doing. And when you get a good woman in your life, you abuse her, you mess up her mind mentally, you drive her crazy, and then you want to turn around and accuse her. And that's wrong. And I'm not saying every woman was perfect either. There are women with flaws, but the majority of it was caused by a man. And that's why some women looked away and never wanted to look back your way no more, because the abusive treatment that they underwent. I mean, what's going on with you know who in the spotlight right now, with all these charges against them and getting ready to go to jail, and videos of dragging some beautiful girl down a hallway, kicking her in her stomach and her side, pulling her by her hair. Okay, this is what drove women crazy. So don't turn around. And this is what made women go the other way and say, I'm going where I can get love. I'm not saying what's right. I'm not saying what's wrong, because I'm nobody's judge. Okay? I have my own valleys that I've been through, my own experience. That's why I can talk to you like this, because been there, done that, seen that, know what it was, know what it felt like, know what it caused, and watched what it did to the Black family. And know whose responsibility it is? The responsibility for it is on you men. You're going to have to atone for the way that you have treated the Black woman. Like I said, I'm not speaking about other races, because I heard it ain't just Black men, it's men, period. But I can't speak for them because I'm not in their culture and their race. So I don't know their practices so much. I've heard some things. You understand? But women love men, and I'm going to keep saying that. They wish that they would wake up, that they would be awakened to righteousness, that they would come back to the women and their children and their families and be the man that they ought to be. Do things with respect. Don't disrespect your woman. God gave you a woman that looks like you, got your skin color, your features, everything, and you abuse her. You talk about her. That's why I love the song R.C. Blakes Jr. plays on most of his lives before he comes on about a queen, queenology. Okay? Because he says, y'all done forgot that the woman, she brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama, and Jesus too. And man, you wouldn't be walking this earth if it wasn't for a woman, because you came through her womb. But you have the nerve to walk around today and degrade her, disrespect her in the face of other men and other cultures, put your queens down like nothing. And you know we came from queenship. We were kings and queens over in Africa. Y'all the one that got all Americanized and got it twisted and didn't study your history and don't know who you are and out here trying to find yourself and taking out your wrong turns because you done turned the wrong way, done the wrong thing and got the wrong thing and caught up and don't know how to get out. And now it's the Black woman's fault. Give me a break. So I don't mean to sound angry, y'all. I apologize because you know I don't come on here with anger. I love men and women, but I have a passion for women. My ministry is mostly to women because I've experienced the hurt. I've experienced the abandonment, the disrespect, being violated, you name it. Okay. And I feel for our women because what you're seeing now, you saying men hate women. The one who did that live this morning, you know who you are. Men don't hate women. Women don't hate men. Women feel sorry for what the brothers are going through. That they thought that they could find what's in us in the opposite, somewhere else. And then when you get into it and find out that you're on the wrong road because all these wrong things start happening to your life, you don't even recognize it and know that I need to turn around and go backwards. Something's wrong here because there's a price to be paid for whatever you do. And so demoralizing, demeaning, hating on, disrespecting, disregarding, discarding the Black woman is not the path to nothing loving and peaceful, let me tell you. And there is an accountability. There's a price to be paid, especially when God put a good woman in your life who loves you to death and would do anything to make you happy. And you turn around and you disrespect her, you lie to her, you cheat on her, you get mad when she finds out and want to beat her up like she's in the wrong. And you do all this stuff with no accountability and no responsibility. Look how many Black men have walked away from their children, and you wonder why we got angry young men and women, fathers who didn't tell their daughters what to look for in a man, fathers who didn't tell their daughters what you should tolerate, what you shouldn't, fathers who walked away from their sons and didn't teach them how to be a man, didn't support them, spending all the money on themselves, walking around looking fly, driving this and driving that and all these clothes, and your kids are watching. and their mothers are watching. And I'm going to tell you, they're not full of hate. They full of disappointment. Disappointment. So I just had to come on here real quick because y'all know it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I'm very into that. I did red flags last week. I'm doing part 2 of that this week because these men done got so dangerous. You got to tell people what to look out for because they don't know. They think that, oh, that's the way of the world. Oh, no, it's not. It is in some instances. Don't get me wrong, because I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like he said, this world will take a man's heart and make him so cold. But you got to understand, you men, you need to get back to basics. You were created to love, shadow, provide, and protect your woman and your children. That's who you are. That's who you're supposed to be. And if you're not that, then that delves into the evil narcissistic world. That's a whole nother subject. But I came on here this morning to defend women because I know women who've been turned out by men. I know women who have been pimped by men. I know women who have been abused and lied to and told terrible things. I know the man that took a sane woman and turned her into a narcissistic woman. He was so dreadfully brutal to her. She lost her mind. Didn't know how to operate, so she operated in the only way she knew how to survive, to get you not to hit me again, to get you not to stomp me again, to get you not to hurt me. So women weren't born that way. The hardness that you see, they were created that way. But know why? Because I've always said this, and I know it to be true. A woman is only a shadow of her man. If her man is strong and righteous and respectful and loving, understanding, patient, you're going to have a beautiful woman on your hands. Beautiful. She's going to treat you like a king. I've seen it. I've done it. But if you got a man using you, trying to tear you down, jealous because you have a little confidence, jealous because you will go out and work and earn some money to help him. Don't you know 2 purses are better than 1? You got a lot of men jealous of their women. Jealous because they wanted to finish school and get a good job. And then blame society, that society gave all the jobs to women. No, you didn't finish school and you didn't want to go out there and do what it takes, because baby, it's a lot of brothers out there doing it, and they doing it very well. Especially up in Maryland, D.C., North Carolina, New York. They doing it very well. So don't be using a woman as an excuse because you failed at what you were supposed to be doing concerning that woman, your life, and your children. I used to teach in the shelters. I don't tell people about a lot of things that I've done, but I got a scrapbook that my family can look through when I leave this world and be like, wow. I've taught in the men's shelters. A lot of them are in there because of how they treated their families. You don't have no good luck when you diss your wife. You commit adultery on your wife. You trade her in now because she's a little older for a younger model, break her heart after she done put years of all her young, youthful years into you, and you get to a certain age and have a midlife crisis and decide you want a younger woman, younger than her, thinking you don't look old yourself. Some of you dudes need to look in the mirror. You can't just talk about us and how we're aging. And, oh, you don't look the same no more. Well, I guess not. I'm almost 70. And I think I look damn good for it. But I'm just saying, you look old too. Should we start talking about your puffy face and your big belly and your this and your that, the way you'll tell women that in a minute? You're supposed to grow old. That's normal. And you don't ditch a woman who's been faithful to you for years, who loved you for years, who made a beautiful home for you, took care of you, everything. And then she get of a certain age, and because she don't look as youthful as she did when she met you, now you ready to discard her for some young chick that ain't got half the brains that she got, and you wonder why your relationships ain't working out and you bouncing from one person to another. I can get down if you want to go there. But today, and I'm doing it in love because I'm hoping that some man is getting something out of this. We don't hate you. I've talked to hundreds of women from New York, Atlanta, Georgia, to North Carolina, to Virginia. I've lived in all these places. I've talked to hundreds of women, and I've been in the domestic violence field now for almost 20 years. Might be more than 20 years. And I've trained. I got certificates all over my wall. I could show them to you, but it's in front of me. Because see, to show you that I'm not full of myself, I don't turn let me see if I can get you to see them. I don't know that I can, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't brag. You know, I don't do that. Let me wait. Let's clear this up real quick. I don't do that, but I could you know, put my thing up here where you can hopefully see all my certificates and all of that, because I got plenty of them. Okay. I've been in law enforcement. I've done a lot, and I don't think that's clear to you, but that wasn't my purpose this morning to even show that. But let me tell you something. I've trained, I've mentored people, I've taught in the shelters, I've taught men. I've worked in the prisons. I've worked in corporate America. I've done a lot. And I can tell you from all the women I've ever encountered, there's no such thing as women hate men. Women hate the way they're being treated by men. So my brother, I just want to ask you this morning, don't put that out there, because you got some narcissist crazy people out here that'll take what you said about women hate men, and you are sicking these men on the women because you're telling them something that is not factual. Women love men. They love their straight sons. They love their gay sons. They love their brothers. They love their uncles. We want you in our lives. It's y'all that are out there acting like you don't want us. So let's be clear. And like Iyanla would say, let's call a thing a thing. Women don't hate men. Women love men and wish that y'all would be awakened to righteousness and come home like the prodigal son in the Bible, who was out there waddling in the mud until one day he came to his senses and realized that this is not what life was supposed to be. Come back home to your woman, because we're the glue, baby, that hold the family together. Okay, we're eccentric, we're ebony. We are so many beautiful things. There's nothing like a Black woman. That's why every woman in every race are trying to wear their hair like ours. They're trying to dress like us. They're trying to copy our swag, because the Black woman is the original woman. And like Whitney sung, I'm every woman. It's all in me. So anything you want done, baby, we can do it naturally because we were built for it. So I'm going to correct that. There's no such thing. Don't put that lie out there for some crazy people to get a hold of and take it somewhere it shouldn't go. And that's going to be on your head, affecting the safety of a Black woman by putting that out there, because it's a Black man who's putting it out there. Women hate men. No, that's not the world we living in. Unfortunately, we're living in a world where men are acting like they hate women. So let's be clear on that. So I gotta go because I got another live coming up this Friday night. I hope you will watch as part 2 of the red flags, what I did last week. But until then, y'all be cool and don't buy that. Don't buy that. We praying for you men that you come to your senses and come back to where you belong, because you out of pocket and you out of space and you in the wrong place in life if that's how you think. So y'all be blessed and have a good day. And I hope I answered that question. Women love men. We want you to straighten up and get it right and come home where you belong. Now y'all have a safe and blessed day.